Hi there guys, it's Ross at FoodTravelMusicLove.com, inspiration from the heart. I've got to say it's really good to be back on camera, back doing this, back doing what I love, and hopefully giving you a little bit of inspiration from the heart.
I'm lying down, eyes closed, inside of me, feelings grow, open wide, eyes glow, feelings I can never show.
So it's been a tough old weird few months. One of the last videos I did was about the dreaded 2 C words that we've all lived with for the last year. Gonna try not to mention any of that. I'm gonna get on and do a little bit of cooking. I'm up in Norfolk at the moment. I'm staying at a fabulous Horatios Apartment, which is a beautiful little private apartment owned and run by a couple called Katie and Jock. It's lovely. I think it will probably sleep up to about 4 people. So I like to try and do some projects based in like a larger hotel, ideal for groups and that sort of thing, and something a little bit different, a little bit of a contrast, and that's what I'm doing here. So I'm up in the Norfolk Broads. It's fantastic, really beautiful places out and about. Weather's not fantastic, but I've tried to go and get some good shots while I've been out and about today. And most importantly for me, I've picked up some fantastic produce. What I'm cooking is a stuffed wrapped chicken breast served on a bed of spinach with some jerk kind of seasoned sweet potato wedges, if you like, and some beautiful little lemon fried asparagus. First things first, I'm going to get on and do a little bit of prep work. The oven's on about 200 to 220 degrees, fan assisted, and that's going to be ready for the wedges and for the chicken. They will be going in for about the same sort of time, which makes it a little bit easier, and then I'll get on and show you what we're going to do with the other bits afterwards.
I took the country lane in a vain attempt to remain sane.
So for me, literally just a little drizzle going on.
Could have taken any road, 'cause the road's to me just a little.
Now that's it. That's all I want. I don't want this to be unhealthy, and I'm going to give that a right good mix about so it coats it as much as possible. Little bit of sea salt, and will just be a little bit of black pepper. About 5 or 6 grinds of that, and now some of this jerk seasoning. It's not that spicy. It's only number 2, so you can use what you like. But this is what I'm going to use. I'm going to sprinkle that on there. I reckon you can go with about 3 heat sort of pinches of it for the amount that we've got here. I've used about 1.5 sweet potatoes. There we go. So they're ready to go in the oven. A few little bits of prep to get on and do, but obviously they could just be sitting there, nicely prepared, ready to go in. These are nice, fresh, straight out of the farm shop. When I'm doing things like this, I like to use stuff, you know, no problem in getting stuff at the supermarket, but you don't know really where it's come from. This, I know, was done straight at their farm, half a mile away from their farm shop. Beautiful bits of chicken breast, skinless, but a little bit of natural fat running through it as well, which you want. And I'm gonna gently cut this in half, fill it a little bit, wrap it, cook it, eat it.
One life and 2 minds, but am I is bound to find stone cold eyes in a blood red sky.
I've kind of butterflied both chickens there, just open them up a little bit. I'm now going to put a little bit of seasoning in the middle, not too much, a little bit of seasoning in the middle, and going to put a little bit of this beautiful local Norfolk cheese, just a small bit of that, a little bit of spinach, and a little bit of mustard. I'm just going to stuff this with a few little leaves of spinach, and hopefully that's going to really blend well nicely with the chicken, with the cheese, and that beautiful bit of Norfolk bacon going on the outside. There we go. To me, that's looking really nice. I'm then going to fold these over, close them nice and tight, and obviously sometimes if you're using other meats, people use string, but we're going to wrap this in a bacon, so that's obviously going to keep it all contained. But before I put the bacon on, you're going to notice I'm going to put a really thin layer of English mustard on the outside. You'll see I'm only using a really small bit. Just going to put that on the top there and just gently smear that right over the top. Oh, that's a beautiful bit of bacon, that. Honestly, you can tell the difference when you get some of the cheap bacon in the supermarkets. Don't want to knock them, but some of it, you pick it up and it just falls apart. That's nice. You want to see that nice bit of fat running through it. Nothing too fatty, but this is just going to really go nicely on the outside of this chicken breast here. So I'm going to use that gently, really, really gently, to wrap around one bit there. There we go then, guys. So as you can see now, that's all wrapped up, ready to go in the oven. Said it's on about 200 to 220. I'm going to put them in for about 22 to 25 minutes. Depends how crispy you want it on the outside, so do it to your taste. But after 20 minutes, the chicken's going to be beautifully cooked throughout anyway. Hopefully the cheese is going to be nicely melted. That's going to come out fantastic. At the same time, these little beauties can go in as well. So, into this pan, you can see it's just starting to simmer. So at that point, I'm going to get quite a good handful of this. Whack that in there. Remember, this is really, really going to wilt down, and this is really, really good for you. Spinach, fantastic food. At the same time, I'm going to get a nice handful of these beautiful little asparagus tips as well, and drop them in there. And literally, just going to leave that. Wait and see how much it boils and simmers, but I'm going to leave that in there probably for about 2 minutes or so. Then tips can come out and they'll be going in a separate pan. If you cook things like this too long, you just lose all the vitamins and minerals and goodness out of them. So just a couple of minutes. Obviously the asparagus tips would normally need longer, but they're going to have a little go in the pan separately in a minute. I'm going to do my best just to take the asparagus tips out. A couple of light bits of butter going on in there. Don't want too much. This is just to give the asparagus nice little silky glaze. Get that asparagus in. There we go. Turn it down a touch. I want to put a little bit of lemon in there, but I want to let that just cook for another couple of minutes in there. So these have had about 3 or 4 minutes in there at a high heat. You see there's no oil or butter or anything going on in there. They're just sizzling nicely. So at this point, try not to get any pips in there. Oh yes. Make sure you've got no cuts all over your hand as well. Oh yes. Beautiful. Straight out of the oven. Bacon's nicely cooked, nice and crispy. Let's whack one of them straight on top of that spinach there. Ah, yes. And some nicely cooked wedges as well. Oh, that's good. That's what you want. That is a nice plate of food. I'm going to go straight in, I think, and try a little bit of that asparagus. Oh, the lemon. You can just taste the lemon, but it blends so nicely with beautiful asparagus. Oh, that's nice. I'm just putting that tiny bit of butter in there, not too much, because I try and keep these nice and healthy. That little knob of butter there really, really makes a difference. It's just made them so silky. You don't need to put too much in. Right, these wedges. Let's see what these will come out like. Okay. Oh, yes. That's really, really good. Keeping the skin there is so important on a sweet potato particularly. Because you'd have to otherwise use quite a lot of oil, I think, to get a really good crispy outside on them. But keeping that skin, it really, really helps. Bit of the spinach on its own underneath. And then obviously I'll have a little bit of the chicken with it as well. Oh, I love the taste of spinach. It's so good. You can just taste just wholesome goodness all the way through it. Right. Let's cut right through the middle of this. Oh, it's beautifully, beautifully cooked. Cheese has melted nicely. Yes. Waiting to see what this chicken's like. Chicken, bacon, a little bit of mustard, spinach, and that beautiful dapple cheese. Let's see. Oh man, that is beautiful. That is a perfect cheese to go with this. I'm gonna try a little bit of that bacon on its own as well now. Really, really good quality bacon. You can tell that. I like cooking with chicken breast. Obviously, it's easier to stuff a chicken breast than it is a chicken thigh. You know, and I've always been into breast, to be honest. It's really, really good. Alright guys, that was really, really enjoyable. One of my nicest dinners that I've cooked, certainly on camera, for a long, long time. It just tasted so healthy, wholesome. You can taste all the superfoods almost. You can tell that they're superfoods. So I'm hoping that's given you some inspiration, and maybe you might want to try that yourself. Tomorrow I'm going to do my food review of a nice little range of produce from here. Can someone give me a hand with all this washing up, please?
When I hear the sound of my alarm, my eyes are glazed, hard frost on the car. The bread is moldy and the milk's gone sour. There's no hot water when I want my shower. I gotta be at work under the hour, but I just don't care when I've got nothing to wear. When I think of life.
Here we are then guys, food and drink review time. This is sometimes my favourite bit, I think, getting into some proper local produce and just seeing what it tastes like. I mean, there's bits here that I would never normally try. I'm not a big fan of mouldy cheese. Well, what I would call mouldy cheese. Blue, innit? Bin and blue. There's some local chocolate. Bits that I've picked up at like farm shops that you've seen already. A couple of bits that were left here by the owners. You'll see that my mascot list has grown somewhat. I always have to bring these guys along when Olivia's not here. She makes sure that they're here. So I've gone out and done my walk. That's lovely going off onto the, you know, out into the Norfolk Broads and doing that railway walk. But my feet, to be honest with you, are killing me. I'm not very good at going out. I'm not really good at protection. It's surprising I've only got one kid, to be honest. I thought I had some good socks on and that, but the bath here is lovely. So to be honest, that sorted me right out, having a lovely hot bath when I got back. But for now, I don't want you having to think about me in the bath. I think it's time to crack on and try something. I'm going to go for one of these, Amber Ale, Wherry from Woodford's in Norfolk. So nice and local, Wherry Amber Ale, a Supreme Champion beer of Britain. Now, I'm not into beers and ales. Anyone who knows me knows I don't drink that sort of stuff. I like my whiskey, wine. But having said that, I went to the Isle of Wight a couple of months ago, not into gin, and I really, really enjoyed that. So I'm only going to be honest with this. I don't even know if ales are supposed to be served cold, to be honest, so someone can slag me off in a bit. Here we go. Okay, that's good. I can imagine people would like that. People who like ale. Yeah, it's not too strong. It's not too unpleasant, that, for me. A lot of beers, lagers, ales just don't sit nicely on my palate, which is why I don't drink them. But that's pretty good, actually. Not sure what the difference is. Oh, the other ones are bitter, so we're going to try that in a bit. It's from the same brewery, and that one's a bitter. So this one's called Wherry. You know, I suppose if you've had a few, you could say it's very nice. This one's called Nelson's. Same brewery. This one's a bitter. This one's 4.5%, a little bit stronger. The other one's 3.8. I mean, from what I do know about ales, they're normally kind of a lower strength. But let's see. Okay, yeah, that's good. I again, I can imagine there's a lot of my friends and family that would really enjoy them, and I've had a couple of people message me because they knew I was going to do this, and they said that they really, really like them. They're like their favourite ones that they drink up here. Out of the two, I actually probably prefer the amber ale. Slightly lighter, not quite as bitter, which is not surprising because the one I just tried is a bitter. Yeah, just slightly easier for my palate, not being someone that normally tries that sort of thing. But yeah, nice. Problem is with doing this job, I don't really want to be getting into too many more forms of alcohol, to be honest. I'd rather not like it. The other thing, as is normal with me, I think it's 1 o'clock. I mean, I ought to really film these in the evening, to be honest. These two here, I'm cheating a little bit. They're from Suffolk, so it's over the border. So anyone watching this will be like, oh, that's not proper Norfolk. Yeah, I completely get that. But they were left here in the room as well. And you know, if I do a separate Suffolk one, I'll do a little review of a couple of Norfolk bits while I'm there. I'm going to wait and open that at the end because I don't really want 3 open beers, lagers going on that I'm not going to be supping straight away. It's a bit of a waste. So I'll keep that one there. What I will do is get open this 6.8% Aspal. Not sure I've had this particular one. Aspal Premium Crew Cider. Cheers. Now I do like a cider generally, so let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, unsurprisingly for me, that's my favourite of the drinks so far. An elegant, extra dry cider with a light floral aroma. Yep. Not plugging any particular brands, but I'm using these Rivita crackers. I'm going to try this Bin and Blue. It's quite soft, and obviously anyone who doesn't know a blue cheese, you can see there's a fair old nice bit of mould running through it, which is not something that normally meets with my desires, to be honest with you. But when in Norfolk, you know, I like to kind of try anything at all. Now, I don't know with cheeses whether you're supposed to have any of that outside bit, not that bit, I know that much, but whether you're supposed to have any of the like the skin on it or not. So this is okay. Let's see. Get a bit of the skin off. I'm going to go straight in. I want to go for a bit with mould on there as well. Pretty smelly, which you'd expect. I'm going to try this without a rice cracker because I just want to see what it's like. Here we go. Bin and Blue. Let's hope I'm not going to bin it. Oh wow. If you can get over the smell, you know what? I don't mind admitting that's the first time I've ever tried that sort of cheese. I love cheeses, but I always thought, if you can get, yeah, I always thought I wouldn't like that sort of cheese because of the aroma. It's so pungent, you know, the appearance, you know, not many people want to tuck into something that looks mouldy. But, and if you can get over the aftertaste, let's see how it goes with a bit of cider. I might cheer it up a little bit. Conveniently, it goes absolutely perfect with the cider. I'm so glad I've tried it. I'm so glad I've jumped over that boundary because I just never would have tried something like that. That's got like a weird kind of rock looking exterior and, you know, something that looks like it's kind of sat outside in the garden for about 5 months. Not normally something you want to tuck into, to be honest, but I'm well happy with that. This one we used in the chicken dish that I made yesterday. Okay then. Just going to take a big wedge off there. Oh, okay. I've got an interesting kind of aroma. A little bit Edam. I wasn't expecting that. Let's see. Oh, almost that weird kind of Dutch inspiration kind of comes through at the end. That's really, really nice. Really smooth, light, kind of a little bit crumbly once it gets in your mouth. I could tell it was going to be a good one from having it with the chicken, but like I said, you don't know unless you try these things on their own. Right. Weirdly, and it sounds a bit fanciful, but weirdly, having it with like something plain like a Rivita, or if you had it with a rice cracker, it actually really brings out the other flavours. Obviously having something bland, it intensifies the strong flavours. That's really, really nice. If I was being naughty, that would go lovely with a nice bit of butter on it, proper butter, no margarine, bit of butter, Rivita, smoked apple, job done. I think it's time to crack on with a bit of the chilli sauce, because that might go with a little bit of the cheese as well. Certain Death. Yeah, okay, thanks for that. Are you allowed to sue? Contains some of the hottest chilies in the world. This sauce will bring life to your taste buds. Well, yeah, bring life to your taste buds and then kill you. This is from NorfolkHeatWave.com. You might want to check them out. Oh, that smells good. Being someone who's a bit of a connoisseur of kind of chili sauces, I'm certainly getting that way anyway. I can normally tell whether something's going to be quite pleasant or not from the aroma. If you look back at one of my Isle of Wight videos, I had the worst spicy sauce I've ever smelt, tasted, and anywhere near my face. Let's see. Certain Death. Have I made a will? Yeah. Wow. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Ah, that's one of the most unique flavours of chilli sauce I've ever had. Sort of fruity. The spice goes right to the side, and weirdly the fruit goes to the back. Normally it's the other way with chilli. Let's see how that works with a little bit of this cheese. Cheese and chilli. It's becoming more popular, to be honest. You find it in crisps and all that sort of thing now, don't you? Okay. Wow. That was an explosion of flavour going on then. That is the NorfolkHeatWave.com Certain Death Ultra Hot Chili Sauce, and it definitely gets my seal of approval. The other chili sauce here, quite worryingly red, although often with these sort of red sauces, they tend to be sweeter. They tend to be like a sweet chili. But this one's called Revenge Fruity Habanero Flaming Hot Chili Sauce. I'm going to guess here that it's not going to be as hot as the other one, but we'll wait and see. It's got a lovely picture of a skull on there. So someone's got it in for me. If you like the look of it and you like how I react to it, chilisgalore.co.uk. Let's have a look. I've got a feeling this is going to be a lot thicker than the other one. Oh yeah, yeah. See, that is like a typical chili sauce. Sweet chili sauce. Let's see. Oh, yeah, okay. With that one, the heat's hitting you afterwards a little bit. I would put that down as like a sweet chilli sauce, a typical sweet chilli one, but with a much more of a kick than standard sweet chilli. Because now that is filling me up and getting to the top of my mouth, like most chilli sauces tend to, whereas that one went straight to the sides. Yeah, I do like that. It's nice and pleasant. Me personally, I prefer the other one, but for people who I think aren't into as much heat, although I'm sure both of these brands will do different levels of heat, obviously, for different sauces. But out of the two, completely I would go with that one. But if you like something a bit milder and sweeter, then that one was really nice. Alright, so here's the sausages. They are looking good. I don't know what type of sausages these are, if I'm totally honest with you. These I got from a, it wasn't even a farm shop, it was literally a farm. There was a little sign down the road, annoyingly I didn't have my camera with me. But there was, I'll try and get another picture of that next time. There was a little sign just saying sausages, lamb and eggs this way. So I went and picked up 6 sausages. So I've cooked up 3 now. I can't even tell what ones they look like really. It's a sausage. I'm not really into like cutting sausages in half. I'm more into kind of just biting into it and moaning because it burns my mouth. These are literally straight out the oven. Oh, I like the feel of the skin already. Mm. Oh wow, that is so good. Don't try this at home. I'd really suggest leaving them for a few minutes. I'm going to try a little bit of that sausage with this extra hot chilli sauce here. Oh, there we go, beautiful. Right. Oh, it's going to be a spicy mouthful. Yes. Oh, that is lovely. You know, these sausages, like reared and kind of produced literally like half a mile away from the farm shop. It's fantastic. Not for the pig. I'm going to move on to Scotch egg now, if I've possibly got room to keep trying this stuff. This was from the Farm to Fork and Fish farm shop. They had, I think, a black pudding one, a traditional one, and this one is chorizo. Cool. Mm. It's a really thick layer. Oh yes. Oh, that does taste a little bit naughty, that. Break that open, look at that, the eggs appearing in the middle. And that's really thick chorizo, kind of a whole layer of presumably like pounded chorizo, then with the breadcrumbs on the outside. It's going to be thick because chorizo is such a dense sausage. I want to get a mouthful with a bit of egg in there. It's just got egg in it. with the egg as well. That's up there, been one of the best Scotch eggs I think I've ever had. Fantastic. Not really spicy. You could just taste the chorizo. You could just taste more of paprika. So it's not a really spicy Scotch egg. And do you know what? I don't think weirdly I'd want it to be. I don't really need it to be, do I? I've put away some of the other bits and pieces. I've tucked into most of them. I'm getting pretty full up, but I do want to try out this beautiful little chocolate brownie. They had a few little selections of cakes and things there. There was some pre-packed stuff as well, but I thought that I've already got the chocolate that's pre-packed. I want to try something that's just there, that's been made on site. Chocolate brownie from farm to fork. Here we go. Mmm. That is so indulgent, like you'd expect a brownie to be, but it's so thick. That top layer there, top layer is so thick, and it's really soft. Sometimes, you know, I like a brownie if it's like quite dense, but that's really soft right through. Unusual, really. Oh, silky, smooth. I'll tell you what, I'm glad I did a 2-hour walk earlier. It's got to be like an hour walk per mouthful, surely, with this. It's really good. I'm supposed to be putting this down. So we move on finally to the Knorr milk chocolate, 34% cocoa. It looks like a really good quality chocolate bar, this. This is the sort of chocolate I think that if you were cooking with it, and you were making something that had to be really indulgent and tasted quality, you'd want to use chocolate like this. Mmm. Oh. Oh, I'll tell you what, you could gnaw that all day. That is really, really good. It's not, I don't like to overuse this term, but it just doesn't taste commercialised. I'm sure they're very successful. I'm sure they sell millions of units of these. It just doesn't taste like a Dairy Milk, a Mars kind of brand. Nothing wrong with them at all, but it just tastes worlds apart from them. And that meets with my approval. Just tastes authentic. And like chocolate. I just want to thank you so much for watching. This has been a really, really enjoyable trip. There's been some lovely food in it up here. It's a shame a few places weren't open. Obviously we're in lockdown at the moment, so I managed to get a few shops and get a little bit done, as much as I could. But next time round, I'll try and get to a couple of the visitor attractions. You'll see on the website, I've got the recipe there for the beautiful little stuffed and wrapped chicken with the Cajun wedges and asparagus and spinach. I've got the full recipe going on the website, and I will put a little kind of FoodTravelMusicLove.com review of the area. This beautiful apartment I'm staying in as well, highly recommended. But with all this lovely local produce about, minimise the takeaways, eat local, eat healthy, stay sane. FoodTravelMusicLove.com, inspiration from the heart. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.